No? Yeah, out of towners? From out of state maybe? No? Okay. Out of state? Okay. I need Ethan to be here. So as Courtney has introduced me before, I was born and raised in Korea. So Kokomo trusts me that I know something about Korea to share with you all. And I came here when I was 13 and lived in Virginia and then moved to Indiana. And I first landed in Fairfax, Virginia, where it's very diverse. So people kind of had to figure out how to get by, where to go, and it was kind of easy to navigate as an immigrant landing in Virginia because we had Korean groceries already, Korean businesses. Even at my high school, we had Korean counselors. So it was so easy for Korean parents to communicate with school directly. So in reverse, In reverse, what Kokomo has been doing, preparing the community, preparing all the Korean nationals that are gonna be coming to Kokomo, being super proactive. Oh, thank you, ladies. Being super proactive, persistent, and really caring to make this work and as smooth as possible for both ends has been such a great opportunity to be a part of. So here's some random photos of me wearing different hats. On the far left is me talking to the crowd at the event at International Center in West Lafayette. It's in Tippecanoe where Purdue is. And in the middle, I have my partner, BJ Moyars, who's working in the back. He speaks Chinese, so in the past we have worked with City of Kokomo to connect sister city in China, and now it's my turn to come back to Kokomo and share my culture. So it's been like a full circle. And on the far right, it looks weird, right? It looks like a Halloween picture, but I became a sworn officer in Battleground, which is in Tippecanoe County. I naturally became a translator for a couple of law enforcement agencies in the state of Indiana, and I was like, I like to do this too. I like to carry a gun too. So I became a sworn officer, and as a reserve, so I get to help out when there's any translation needed when it comes to Korean National. So we'll get to do the similar training offered to Kokomo Police Department because they have, they're gonna have their own handful of issues, so I'd like to prepare them as well. So that's gonna be, so this won't be the last time you see us. We'll be around in the town. So for the folks who are joining us for the very first time, as you see, we've gone through the business etiquette, culture norms, food and beverage, culture practicum, and today we're tying it all together. So it's been a journey. So could you raise your hand if you have attended all 5? Okay, thank you. Wow, I'm gonna issue imaginary certificate of completion for your dedication. Thank you guys so much for putting up with me. So as I said, this will be a quick agenda, and let's get into what we have talked about in the past. So I've mentioned this in the first training in April about Korean business mindset and Korean culture overall. Confucianism is deeply rooted into Korean culture that we like to respect our authority and respect our elderly. So common way of showing is bowing. When you see 2 Koreans meet, they usually bow. Have you seen people bowing to each other? Yeah? And also collective mindset, because if you guys are into geography, Korea is a very small country in Asia, and because we're divided, we're like a tiny part of peninsula alone in that Pacific Ocean. So we kind of have that mindset that if you're Korean, you're one of us. We have that group mindset, and we tend to have, we lean towards to that sense of belonging. So you'll see a lot of Koreans going to a restaurant together, and then going to Starbucks together, and then going home together for like after parties and stuff. So We focus more on groups rather than individuals, so I wanted to point that out. Also, in work setting mostly, there's more of a centralized decision-making process than group discussion. If you think of like a round table, it's so common when you go to college in America, like they prefer to have a round table and have discussion and come up with a solution. In Korean work setting, there are many times the decisions will be coming down from top down. So this may be very traditional Korean thinking, and it's changing with the new generation too, but this is the old core kind of foundation of Korean business. Long-term thinking, we like to think far ahead. Even younger folks, straight out of college, they're gonna think about, building their like net worth for generations to come. We kind of have that long-term. It has to be something to do with, because we're such a small country, we've been invaded by many foreign countries, we like to keep what's ours, right? So we kind of like to think, morning, Mayor, you're late, just saying. Thank you for coming. And another thing is hurry culture. You see a lot of Koreans walking fast. Maybe this hasn't been the case nowadays, but we kind of have that hurry mindset. We like to get things done fast so we can go home faster. We like to not waste time, if you will. So bowing and handshaking. So this will be, hopefully you guys will get to practice during the networking session, but if you guys can stand for me, we'll practice bowing for the folks that are joining us for the first time. So in Korea, the deeper you bow means more appreciation and more respect I'm showing. But if you're meeting someone for the first time, maybe 15 degree will work. So if you could face one another, if it's possible, we'll say bow and say hello. Hello. Oh, nice. I like how we naturally have hands together when we bow. That's a very good polite gesture. So, hello.
Yes.
Can I ask you, like 3, 2, 1, everybody bow so I can get a video? Okay. 3, 2, 1, bow.
Hello.
So we're just seeing empty seats right now.
Very good. And since I have you standing up, let's try handshake. So in Korea, you might see some people using both hands to shake hands. It's sign of respect, sign of appreciation. Really nice, it's really nice to see you kind of thing. You may use both hands, or you may support your other forearm with another arm. So let's try handshaking. You can feel free to use both hands and see how weird it feels. Yeah. Right. Fantastic. All right, thank you. All right, thank you. Let's have a seat. Awesome. How is it to use both hands? Did it feel natural? Weird? Awkward? So when we're exchanging business cards, we also use both hands. Preferably have the card facing upright to the person that you're giving it to. So, it could be anything. It could be your cell phone, whatever is in front of you. If you can practice giving somebody using your both hands, and let's see if it comes out naturally or weird. It could be your business card. Let's just practice. Wow. Yeah. When you receive it, we like to use both hands to show respect as well. So that was good. Yeah. Keep your business cards handy, because during the network, I like you to have everyone's business card by the time you leave. Awesome. All right. Okay. So another quick unique thing about Korean culture is that we have sense of when you're eating, we like to eat in groups because we have that group mindset. We like, especially work lunches, you see a lot of coworkers dining together. It's so common. But in America, it's something I had to learn, like just eating your bagel at your desk. Like it's something I had to get used to. I was like, I like to talk to people during lunchtime, but this is weird. But it's something Koreans might prefer or might be more used to, so keep that in mind. It won't hurt to go out and get to know another during your meal. So food is such a big component of our culture. As you see what our dining table set looks like, you see a lot of tiny dishes, right? Whose are those? Who does that belong to? It belongs to the whole group, right? It's a communal dining experience where, don't worry, you'll have your own bowl of rice that is assigned to you, only you, and sometimes the soup may be only for you too, but you'll see a lot of side dishes in tiny little, cute little dishes that are up for grabs for anybody at the table. So we like to share, that's part of our culture. And because our catering and Moyars Consulting brought chopsticks, here's a quick video. If you guys haven't learned how to use chopsticks yet, here's a quick video. Hang on. Is Ethan here? Can we up the volume, sir? I'm glad you're here. Yes. Who's learning how to use chopstick for the first time? Second? Okay. All right.
Here is a simple way to learn chopsticks. A little practice, you'll be a master in no time. Step one, go ahead and just pinch the chopstick or somewhere around the middle, a little bit above, to where you just are pinching it with your 2 fingers. Now you'll have a hole underneath. You just slide the other stick underneath that. I'm pinching the top and I'm using my other finger, my middle finger there, to go ahead and just hold the other side. So I have the top pinched, the middle finger is bracing the other side, and of course it's being braced by the inside of my thumb. So once again, pinch the top, slide in the bottom, and then go ahead and use that little middle finger right there. There you go. Now you can go ahead and use the chopsticks to do whatever you need to. It's really simple. You need to adjust them a little bit more, do that as well. There you go, great for picking up things, great for scooping. Some people try to pick things up like that with chopsticks. You don't want to do it that way. That is a no-no. You want to use them like you used before. Kind of sideways, pick them up, move things around if you need to, and then grab an angle, grab what you want to eat, scoop it up, and eat away. Hope this helped, guys. Bye-bye.
So everyone knows how to use chopsticks now, right? It was so easy. I saw you guys practicing with flags. Very inventive. Yeah, very smart. So it's such a versatile tool. You can poke food, you can split something. It's such a smart tool that I think if you guys have a restaurant or have like country clubs where people are going to be eating, it'll be such a nice gesture. Have like a bag of chopsticks ready for Koreans. It'll be such a nice gesture. We eat any kind of food with chopsticks. Like chicken wings. You can pick those with chopsticks, no problem. You'll save your oily fingers. So you should practice for fun. Just wanted to briefly touch on popular Korean foods because you'll get to experience some. It could be very spicy, but I think a lot of people like spicy food these days. Kimchi is the most popular Korean food, side dish. It comes in many different forms. I believe the catering brought the cabbage kimchi, radish kimchi, and cucumber kimchi. So you get to try many different kinds of kimchi. And when you go to Korean restaurants, I've been told by the mayor we're gonna have 2 Korean restaurants opening up that we know of. I hope there's more to come, but look at how colorful and, you know, it's such a variety instead of, I don't know, what does Applebee's give you for side dishes? Water, salsa in a bottle. So hopefully, when you guys experience Korean dining at some point, hopefully you guys actually try different side dishes. And if you are iffy or curious about it, ask the waitresses. They'll be happy to tell you if something is gluten-free, soy-free, vegetarian, or whatever you need. And Korean street foods that you may see as appetizers, we actually have 2 of those. The pictures in the middle, we've got spicy cake, spicy rice cake at the top, and the sushi roll thingy called kimbap. We've got those for you, so hopefully you'll try those. And another unique thing about Korean culture is that we like to sing, karaoke. If you visit Korea, you won't have trouble looking for karaoke in every block. So just know that we like to sing, and drinking is part of our culture too. And as a rule of thumb, when you receive drinks or when you pour for another, it's a nice gesture to use both hands. And we consider it as a bad luck if you pour your own drink. It's like, oh, someone wants to get really drunk by themselves. Because of that, like, togetherness at a drinking time together, we like to pour one another. So keep that in mind. Couple things we talked about in previous training was kind of like what not to do with Koreans in general sense. Every Korean's different. You know, some are more westernized than others, but in general sense, you don't see Koreans hugging when they're meeting for the first time. I think it's more Western or could be more American, but hugging in your first business meeting will probably not happen unless they had a really good time meeting you. Like touching, patting on the back, like good job mate kind of thing, like we're not just used to that. Backslapping, I know it's such a cool like American dad thing, right? Like good job son, like we're not used to that. So maybe avoid these kind of touching if it's at all possible, if you can control yourselves. But we can be touchy, I guess. We can be more affectionate to our relatives or close friends. You see people hugging when they're in relationships or when they're friends, friends they haven't seen for a long time. So just wanted to share that. And wearing shoes. So we like to take off our shoes. Who wears shoes at home? Do you guys keep your shoes on? Mayor, how could you? You're always on the run. So when it comes to Korean households, we like to keep our house clean, I guess. We like it's the first thing we do, taking off our shoes when we get home. So when you're invited to Koreans' homes, maybe ask, do you want me to take off my shoes or do a little booty around my shoes, or best to take it off for me, but that's another thing. And like I said, using both hands when you're giving or receiving, that shows very good gesture there. A couple things about body language. Prayer hands. I recently did a training at the Law Enforcement Academy, and after I told the group that I was Korean, one officer raised his hand and asked, "Is this offensive?" And he did konnichiwa. And I was like, well, first of all, I'm Korean, that's Japanese, and we don't do prayer hands when we do greeting, we bow instead. But we do use prayer hands at Buddhist temples, so it's not uncommon to see in Korea. And what do you think this means? Like, is it pretty understandable when someone goes like that? Yeah, like, no thank you, like, I'm not gonna buy your car today, no. And Koreans sometimes do this to say no. I think it's pretty, right, straightforward. And sometimes we use two thumbs to say yes. or sign of approval, or yes, speak yes. And one thing about gift giving, I've gotten a lot of questions about gift giving. It's best to care about what the packaging is gonna be, and try to avoid multiples of 4. Number 4 is considered bad luck in Korea because the sound of the number sa it literally means death in Korea. So try to avoid, 4 sets of things, and avoid dark, black wrapping. Just make it bright and make it colorful if it's possible. And definitely avoid expensive gifts, because when Koreans receive gifts, it's so natural for us to want to reciprocate. So if you give me like diamond watch, I'm gonna have to sell my things and buy something greater value of that. So it's kind of like giving a burden if you give someone an expensive gift. So keep that in mind. And before we start to eat, let's practice a couple Korean phrases. I'm sure some of you, I think Tom knows this already, but yeah, Tom speaks Korean now. To say hello in a polite way, we say 안녕하세요. Can you guys say it? And it would go great if you do a slight bow when you are saying it to someone in person. So let's practice. 안녕하세요. Wow.
Okay, one more time.
Okay, one more time. Say 안녕하세요. Very good. And another thing I thought was important to share was to say how to say thank you politely. And we say 감사합니다. 감사합니다. And you can do it with the slight bow also. So let's try again. 감사합니다. Very good. Is it memorized now? You guys got it? There's a test. So this whole culture training has been kind of very generic, but I would just want to end with saying, whatever I've taught you, and you're not remembering anything when you actually meet the Korean person, just be a human being. We're not so different from you guys. Just remember to be polite, be patient, because they're gonna be here jet-lagged with culture barriers, language barriers. It's gonna be a challenge for both the community and the Korean nationals that are coming. So let's be patient, let's be open-minded, and let's be thick-skinned. I mean, it will be, there'll be a lot of moments where you have to laugh it off and move on, right? Like, we all remember first day of school, it's so awkward, but if you think back, it wasn't so bad, right? So it's gonna be very similar, that it's gonna take time, but everything will be a learning process. And I think the whole community is just so ready, and I love that you guys have been so proactive. There has been a lot of questions that you guys asked me throughout the training, which helped me to prepare better. So thank you guys for being such a welcoming community for this project. And are we ready for food, Courtney? Okay, because these folks are so hungry. They're like, when is she gonna stop talking?
Let's give it up for Sue one more time. Is everybody hungry? Are you excited? Everything's hot, I believe, Jennifer, right? So today we have a full Korean lunch for you, provided by the Bondo Korean restaurant, and couldn't be made possible without Security Federal Savings Bank. I'm not going to say this correctly, so bear with me, but we have tteokbokki, which is a spicy rice cake with fish cake and mixed vegetables. Gyoza, I probably said that really wrong, but it's pan-fried dumpling. We have a seaweed roll, which is vegetarian, gluten-free, and soy-free. That's rice and vegetables wrapped with seaweed. And then bulgogi, which is a marinated, thin-sliced beef seasoned with special sauce. And then the kimchi fried rice, which is vegetarian and gluten-free. And then the japchae, I know I said it wrong. It's gluten-free. It has sauteed assorted vegetables, shredded tender beef, and transparent noodles. So please grab lunch from the back of the room. Everything is labeled. There's kimchi at the end, chopsticks at the end as well, and some little snacks for you as well. So as you're waiting for lunch, I encourage you to network, practice your bowing, practice business card exchanges. I know we have a few Koreans in the room, so make sure you introduce yourself to be able to practice these things that you've learned as you're waiting in line. We'll start the line close to